All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. You know, I've said to myself, why on earth am I creating videos for this channel? What am I doing? I know full well I could easily jump on camera and act a plumb fool. I know that for a fact. I can get up here and buck dance and act a fool for views, and my subscribers would be through the roof. I could easily do that. But I stick with this. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. This is what I'm attracted to. I don't have no passion for entertaining people. You know, I don't have a passion to be glamorized or exalted or worshiped like an idol. I have a passion to stop people from doing things that's wrong, especially when what they're doing affects me personally. It affects me personally. These dumb, deranged mutants in society are a problem for everyone. Everyone. It's just that some people like me, acknowledge it. I'm not going to pretend like the threat doesn't exist and then have my face bitten off because I'm rubbing all over a dog trying to pretend that it's harmless like these nutters do. That's what the world is attracted to. People are attracted to stupidity, ignorance. Now, I shared this story a while ago. It's a recent story. And I remember I covered it. Y'all remember that 10-year-old girl who was attacked because she told her daughter that she gave her daughter permission to visit her friend. And her friend had a bunch of puppies, bully breed, pit bull puppies. There was like 2 pit bulls in the home, and that pit bull had just had puppies. And the mother sent her daughter to her friend's house who had the dogs and told her daughter to take pictures of the dogs and bring them back to her. Y'all remember this story. And shortly before the daughter was supposed to be home, the mother called her daughter. Okay? The mother said, hey, go to your friend's house, take pictures of the dogs, and come back home in time for dinner. Well, shortly before dinner, the mother called the daughter. And when she called the daughter's friend answered the phone. Called her daughter's phone. And her friend answered her daughter's phone. And the mother said that she could hear her daughter in the background screaming. Y'all remember this? And the friend informed the mother that she had been attacked by a dog. And the victim who was attacked, remember, she was about to go home. So as she, I guess, got up to walk out of the door, the dogs launched an attack. Oh yes, I know y'all remember this crazy story. Well, the Daily Mail shared some information that I do not believe I know I did not deal with this. Now, y'all remember the mother actually said that she had a pit bull when she was growing up. And she claimed that her 10-year-old daughter is a huge dog lover. No, she's not. The 10-year-old daughter has been manipulated, brainwashed, and essentially forced to love dogs by her mother. That is what has happened. So she told her, y'all remember, send me photos of the puppies. You see that? They got on their bikes, went over there. Just before she was due home, she called her cell phone. Her daughter had been attacked. She was getting ready to leave on her bike after playing with the puppies when she was attacked. Thoroughly brainwashed. Wait a minute here. I don't want to get the kids in the... Lord. Kimberly said that she had a pit bull of her own when Reagan was growing up, and her daughter was a huge dog lover. Pictured here with her pet at 4 years old. This girl wasn't no dog lover. She was brainwashed by her parents and peers, seeing that her friend had a pit bull. So basically the adult nutters in the community. Let's just say that. She was brainwashed, and all kids are brainwashed by the brainless nutter dog lovers. We're not talking about pit nutters in the community. She lifted her arm. Now, listen to the nature of this attack. As she was being attacked, she lifted her arms to protect her face as she was dragged onto the grass. Remember, they started attacking her and then dragged her out into the lawn. They said that the child, the 10-year-old, was losing a lot of blood. Now, this is a serious point because that is serious trauma. When you see yourself bleeding out, your heart rate is already increased. You're being traumatized in this moment. This is a traumatic event. 10-year-olds seeing themselves bleed out, that's going to traumatize them badly. She said she scooped her up, wrapped a t-shirt around her arm, and she was hysterical. Worried mom was told, y'all remember this part of the story. When they got to the hospital, the doctors told the mother that her daughter who had been attacked might develop rabies. I mean, look at how close and how many ways her daughter almost died. The attack itself, she's bleeding out. She could have died. And then they get to the hospital. Oh, she might contract rabies. It's like, wow. The mother had to feel like, at some point, had to have felt like she was about to lose her daughter, which should have felt traumatic. Just the feeling that you might lose your daughter should feel traumatic, shouldn't it? I would imagine that it would. Like if you truly, truly believe my daughter's about to die, your heart rate would go up, wouldn't it? Most definitely. That would freak you out. And this girl was about to die twice, basically. Dog almost killed her. Then the doctor telling her about rabies. She said that she was beside herself. Her daughter was physically and mentally tortured by the attack. Now, this is a statement from the mother. So the mother has, acknowledged this. Hey, my daughter is terribly traumatized. Despite the surgeries, she developed an infection on the wound in her private area. Y'all remember this part of, I know y'all remember the story. If not, it's a gruesome story. A 10-year-old, first of all, she was attacked by the dog in her private area. And those wounds developed an infection, further traumatizing the kid. I mean, this is horrible. This is nightmare type stuff, man. Like, if this happened to my child, I wouldn't even know how to react. I would lose my mind. Temporary insanity. I would lose it. This is a horrible story. Now, I'm going to skip past these. They show some of her injuries. Now, y'all remember the mother allegedly begged for the dogs to be euthanized. The mother said, my daughter had nearly been killed. And she said she was worried another child on the street would be next. Said that the child had PTSD. The mother said that she kept asking her daughter questions, but her daughter would just cry and say how every time she closed her eyes, she saw the dogs biting her. That was a statement from the mother. Now, this, in my mind, I would imagine, at least it would happen to me, this is more trauma. To see your kid all cut up and sliced up and traumatized herself, to be talking to your daughter and she's crying, you know, you ask her a question, she can't answer, she's breaking down. That would be traumatizing to you as a parent. It would me. That would tear me apart. Seeing my kid like that. You almost lost your kid, you know, and you know that your kid has developed an infection. So she really needed therapy, the kid. And the mother said that she also needed therapy. The mother acknowledged that her 10-year-old daughter needed therapy and that she herself needed therapy. She acknowledged, I'm talking about the mother, that it's not just the physical pain. She said it was more mental. And I agree. As bad as the physical scars are, the mental scars are worse, especially in this situation here. Now, stay with me here. The mother, this is a mother, she's acknowledging everything that she needs to acknowledge as a responsible parent. People tried to make them feel better by saying how lucky she was, but they didn't understand the trauma that the kid had been through. Kimberly shared that her daughter was left scarred for life after the attack. She said she was relieved that the kid protected her face, but the worst was the arms and back. And they show some images of the kid in the hospital bed, and this is the mother with the attack victim. Y'all remember this crazy story? At first, the daughter who was attacked felt ugly. She avoided the mirror. But look at what the mother said here. And I know for a fact, well, let me say, I strongly suspect the mother actually imposed this onto her. She said at first, her daughter felt ugly, but now she sees her scars as a sign of strength. A story to tell that she went through. Okay, the daughter, I don't believe the daughter thought of that. Her daughter didn't come up with that. Oh, I see my scars as a sign of strength. Ain't no chopped up, mutilated 10-year-old gonna say that. That's something that the parent comes up with and forces them to accept. Look at your scores as a sign of strength now. Now you have a story to tell all your friends. Look at it as a good thing. You see, I've talked about how they say, they look at being attacked as a badge of honor. Oh, their kid get attacked? That's a badge of honor. Oh, I got a story to tell now. Okay. Her daughter has since returned to school. Okay, everything's, I can't say back to normal, but she's back in school. But look at this. Her friend, the friend who the kid she went over, her friend, she said that she wished that it had happened to her instead. Like, hey, she came over to my house and then she got attacked by my dogs. I feel guilty. I wish it would have been me. That's what the friend said. Now, that's a good thing, a positive thing you want to hear from a friend. And the mother says she since found out the parents were not even at home and they left their oldest child in charge that day. Now, let me just say in response to that, it doesn't matter. Even if they were there, the attack would have happened. Those parents, the adults, they would not have stopped that attack. Kimberly said they still love and adore their pit bull at home. But Reagan does get scared at times of the dog at home. Every time she hears a bark, according to the mother, the child gets scared. I would imagine she shakes, trembles in fear. I would imagine so. But look at what the mother said. But I don't want her to dislike dogs. Really? The only thing anyone should be upset with is irresponsible dog owners, the mother said. Those dogs that attacked her were poorly kept and more should have been done. Those are the words of the mother. The mother said, I don't want her to dislike dogs. Why not? Why don't you? I would think that you, the mother, especially after this traumatic situation, I would think that that's exactly what you would want. Like, look, I've been traumatized. I just saw my kid bleeding out. Doctor then told me that she might get rabies. Then he told me she got an infection in her private areas. I've been traumatized. No more dogs. That's it. If the mother would have said that, do you think the daughter would have disagreed? No, the daughter would have been like, okay, I see you. I see now. I understand. I understand perfectly well why you say no more dogs. And I didn't know they had one at home. That's not what the first story read, but I guess they had I would have got rid of that dog. But no, after all this, after the mother actually saw her kid covered in blood and bleeding out, losing blood, dying, then being told she might get rabies, then been told about the infection. After all of that, the mom said, I want her to continue to go around dogs. Oh boy. Do you know how dumb, do you know how crazy that would be if the daughter went on to get attacked again? What if she died? What if the next time she's attacked, she's killed? So y'all know what needs to happen. In a sane world, they would have taken her daughter away from her by now. Because that's exactly what needs to happen right now. This woman is basically explaining to us how she's terrorizing and abusing. This is abuse. The mother just told us that she's traumatized, that the dog scares her, their own dog. She said, my daughter is scared of our own dog. She's traumatized. But she just gonna have to take it. She's gonna have to deal with the dog. And she better not avoid dogs. I'm gonna continue to send her over to her friend's house and around dogs. And the kid has to deal with this at least until she's 18 years old. At 10 years old, her brain is efficient enough to understand I'm in danger. I see now that these dogs will turn and attack me even after they have been friendly with me. Even though all that time they were never being friendly with you. They were sniffing your hands to see if you got food, and if you didn't, they just ignore you. Or sniff some other part of your body, but it's all about food. And if they're not trying to get food off you, they're either ignoring you or attacking you. But the daughter understands now that even after I've been playing with these dogs, even after I've been rubbing all over them, they will still attack. And understand it's very important that it's an important point that the dog attacked her as she was about to leave, because they say dogs have a memory span of about 5 minutes. So there's no way that the dogs forgot who the kid was. This is the kid who has been over here for an hour or so playing with us, being friendly with us. That should be the last kid that the dog attacks. So, now the 10-year-old daughter understands I'm not safe. You can't con a dog into not attacking you. You can't love a dog into not wanting to attack you. These are animals. They're not even animals. Let me not defame animals like that. These are mutants. Mutants. Now, I remember this mother said that this was her worst nightmare. This is such a crazy story. The mother now is claiming to be out trying to raise awareness about responsible dog ownership. Remember this, she knows nothing about these dogs at all. She's just assuming that they were poorly kept. And like I said, if you knew that, why'd you send your daughter over there? Nonsense. These are nothing but excuses. That's what excuses are. People just throw them out there. She says her daughter is incredible and that she got a second chance at life and she's lucky to be alive. I lived my worst nightmare, she says. Then she says people need to become more responsible dog owners so that this doesn't happen to anyone else. Y'all let me know where her accountability is. Says she's angry that they didn't euthanize the dogs. Says she loves pit bulls and always will. You see that? So even if her daughter gets attacked again, she's telling you right now, I will always love pit bulls. Y'all telling me these are not unstable people? You telling me this is not an unstable mindset? Wow. But she blames bad, aggressive breed dog owners. You see how she just, and this is what they all do, they'll just pull an excuse out of thin air. And it's always one of their usual excuses. Bad breeding, poorly kept. No matter what happens. Notice, she didn't care about how the dogs were bred or kept before she sent her daughter over there. She said, oh, go take pictures for me. But after she's attacked, oh, they were so poorly kept. Oh, they were so bred wrong. Let's take a look at this mother. She got a YouTube channel. I said she got a YouTube channel. The mother. She's putting herself out there. This is the mother.
Stripping my heart apart as well. Tonight you told me that you ache for so.
Beginner pole dance move. Okay. Okay, so all her videos, she's just singing songs. Singing songs. She's got a TikTok too. Now the TikTok, her TikTok is even worse. Let me pull that. Let me show y'all. Did I show y'all that TikTok? I don't think I showed it. When I talked about this story, I shared this story. What was it, like a few days ago? Brace yourselves here. You know, in the TikTok channel is a little more interesting because she has that her daughter up there. Let me show you here. This is her TikTok. And what is she talking about on her TikTok?
Well, I actually patterned my look after what they called the town tramp in my hometown when I was a little girl. I thought she was so beautiful, and everybody used to say, oh, she ain't nothing but trash. And I used to say, well, that's what I'm going.
Okay. She's not actually talking. She's lip syncing, just like she is on YouTube. Okay. I mean, okay. Does she have anything to say?
Good night. That's fine. I'm not about to keep barking at a bitch who ain't about to do that. Anyway, just mad because you was strip.
Okay, what is this? What is this that she's doing? I'm sorry. This is that new social media stuff. What is this called? Is there a name for this? She seems like a kid. She seems like a kid. Like, shouldn't kids, they shouldn't be allowed to have kids. If a kid is going to have a kid, if a young person is going to have a kid, they should be evaluated. This is scary. This is scary stuff. Somebody who clearly shouldn't have had kids in the first place has a daughter, endangers her daughter all her life, gets her daughter mutilated. Her mother did this to her. And then tells the world she's going to do it again. I'm about to send her right back around a whole bunch of other pit bulls. Nothing happens to her? Okay. This is the dog culture that they love and praise so much. Crazy. That is a crazy story. They might get crazy story of the year from me. Lord, these people.
In New Jersey, 2 officers being recognized for their heroic rescue of a woman and an infant attacked by a dog. It happened Wednesday in Hackensack, where the woman was screaming for help. The officers quickly removed the child to safety and then managed to corral the out-of-control dog into another room.
There's a sense of urgency because of all the blood, so you know that you have to get to them. But you also want to be as safe as you can, especially when you know there's multiple dogs.
I'm just happy that, we were able to get them out of the house to avoid any further incidents or anything that could have gone worse.
Now, notice how they talk about this as if nothing unusual happened. Oh, it's perfectly normal for a dog to start killing, stabbing, mutilating everybody in the home. They didn't even mention whose dog it was. Just start talking about it because this is the norm now. Everybody knows, you don't have to say it. Everybody knows it's the so-called family dog and that nobody did anything to provoke it. It just, as they do every single day, snapped.
Rescue of a woman and an infant attacked by a dog. It happened Wednesday in Hackensack.
So you had a big nutter in there with an infant.
Where the woman was screaming for help. The officer
screaming for help. This is what I've been saying. You up in the house and you the adult, you the guardian. Now you screaming for help. Nothing in that house supposed to have you screaming for help. That's the whole purpose of a house. More than anything, house is for safety. It's for security. What do you think houses are for, really? It's for security. And you so dumb and low IQ, you up inside your house screaming for help. Who are you screaming for? Who do you expect to hear? Your neighbors? What if they gone? What if they at work? You look real dumb doing that, You screaming for help, something you brought inside the home. Shameful stuff.
Screaming for help. The officers quickly removed the child to safety and then managed to corral the out-of-control dog into another room.
And look at how they have a smirk on their faces. They're so proud to have stopped the attack when they should be disturbed from having to save somebody from their pet. This madness has been normalized.
There's a sense of urgency because of all the blood, so you know that you have to get to them. But you also want to be as safe as you can, especially when you know there's multiple dogs.
I'm just happy that, we were able to get them out of the house to avoid any further incidents or anything that could have gone worse.
What? Okay, cops. What if y'all have to respond to calls like this every hour? What if you spend your whole flipping shift going up inside of people's homes, saving them from their dogs? Would you be okay with that? Do you understand me? Because see, if a cop stops a robbery every hour, there's nothing unusual about that. You just in a big city and there's always fights. There's always robberies. You spend your whole day stopping burglaries or breaking up fights. There's nothing really unusual about that. But when you're saving people from their own so-called pet, you mean at no point would you question these things as pets? How many times does this have to happen before cops speak out against them? This is madness. Madness how deeply people are brainwashed.
Yeah, the officers were able to get that badly injured woman to the hospital. We're told she's still recovering. The dog taken...
See? And they smiling, laughing. Unbelievable. Nobody views this as abnormal. That's dog culture for you. They've normalized complete insanity, psychopathic behavior. These sociopaths who don't even know it. Now this lady, and I'm going to make another video about her, seeing that she put herself out here like this. And this is a recent article, just like the previous one. This surfaced 3 days ago. And she's doing the same old song and dance. You can see here, most people have heard of the so-called bully breeds of dog, because many of these breeds were at one time bred to fight. They carry with them an often unfair stigma of aggressive behavior, and many end up in shelters. Unfair stigma of aggressive behavior. Now, the stigma that surrounds bully breeds, it's not even enough. The stigma that she's calling unfair is like the tip of the iceberg. And it's all a reputation that they've worked hard for. This ain't a myth or no nonsense, but they're still beating that drum up until this very moment. This is their current rhetoric, and y'all still pushing this same tired debunk rhetoric. Misunderstood. What a disgrace. You people are such a disgrace to life. You have no idea. And you make humans look bad. You make us look deranged, like something's wrong with us. I refuse to believe that these people are just unaware or uneducated. How can they be unaware and uneducated if we are? We're aware. We're educated. We know the stats. We know the statistics. They're not hard to obtain or understand. So, how do you explain this? These strike me as people who know the threat, who know full well that these things are fighting breeds. They understand everything that we understand. And they're pushing this propaganda anyways, even in the face of it all. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. So it's funny because this girl tells a story of her personal experience with a pit bull. It's the same old song and dance. Oh, they're misunderstood because I met one and it didn't attack me. Get out of here. Get out of here. I mean, it's at the point now. You don't even want to refute these types of people. These arguments are just too asinine. These types of people you silence and kick them out of the room. Simple as that. You can see her here. They really are the sweetest dogs. He's talking about bully breeds. And it's pathetic. As time goes on, these people sound more and more pathetic. Compare how crazy, delusional, and really sick they sound now compared to 10 years ago, 2014. The pushback against dog culture is going strong. It's going strong. Look at this. She said pit bulls are eager to please. Eager to please. Please human beings. That's what she's saying. How are they going to do that? How does a dog please a human being? I don't think normal pet owners say stuff like that. Normal pet owners, they understand the pet doesn't do anything to please you. The only people who are pleased by dogs are people who are being pleased by dogs. All right? You make of that what you will. But she says they're eager to please, smart, loyal, and that they're family dogs. And, you know, it feels good. I don't even need to refute any of this insanity anymore. She says it's the human factor that has caused problems with the breed. She says humans exploit these dogs, and if they're vicious, it's solely because of that. So every attack from a bully breed, those dogs were exploited by a human being. Now, people, we know that's a lie, because we've gone through thousands of stories where the people who were attacked said that they raised the thing from a puppy. There are countless, endless attack reports like that, where no, dog wasn't exploited. And by exploiting, she's saying that they were trained to fight and all that type of nonsense. Probably slapped around. No. You can't just tell lies like that no more. A bold-faced lie. Wow. I mean, take your pick. Just go research some dog attack stories. You'll find many of those people raised, and not only have many of them raised the dogs themselves from a puppy, some of them got the dogs from reputable breeders. Okay? These dogs were not exploited. Like I said, they just pull anything out of thin air, because they're all about lying and just being dishonest. That's why I wouldn't want to be friends with people like this. People who lie so easily. Why would you want to be friends with somebody like that? The character required to be a nutter is the kind of character you don't want to be friends with. A delusional person who always lies. Who don't think nothing bad about lies. Who have adapted to stench, to a stinking nasty home. Become adapted to a nasty filth, saliva, excrement, stinking anus, crumbs, all over their nasty bodies. And on top of that, they're delusional as all get up. So they're covered with dog crap, feces, saliva, urine, bacteria, germs, viruses, parasites, spit. The thing looks hideous and unsightly, stinks. My goodness. She wants people to know how rewarding it is to rescue a dog who may otherwise end up in a shelter or worse. It's not rewarding. If it ends up in a shelter or worse, I'm going to celebrate. What are you talking about? I'm going to stand up and applaud that. She's fostered 32 dogs. I bet you have. I bet you have. I was just going over a story. I was just looking at a recent story where these people were who fostered a mutt, and then the dog just snapped. What is wrong with these people? Fostering that story I just showed. What'd I do with that? That story I just showed of the infant, she fostered them dogs. You know that foster? That's where they bring in a dog temporarily until they get a permanent home or somebody to adopt them. Yeah. Only the over-the-top nutters foster dogs. Only. Why do they ever reflect on the cause of these gruesome attacks that are sometimes fatal? Why is there never a panel? Why is there never a real discussion over the cause of these gruesome attacks? No, there are no other attacks out there like this. This ain't the same as hearing about two adults fighting or scrapping or stabbing each other. They're having discussions about that. People have discussions about gun violence every day. They have discussions about all kinds of crimes every single day. People have discussions about immigrants every day, passionately. Nobody has discussions about this but us, little hole in the wall channels on YouTube. And this is one of the most serious crimes that takes place, that goes down. That shows how spineless the world is. Oh, we love dogs so much. We'll overlook the most egregious, the sickest type of crime possible. That's this. You notice people don't give a pass to adults like this guy. If you were to hear that this guy had abused a kid somewhere, you wouldn't make excuses for him. You wouldn't say that it's not his fault, that it's his upbringing, oh, that he was mistreated as a child. We don't ever hear about that. We'll never hear about that. Everybody is just saying, punish him. Punish him. Lock him up. Throw away the key. But if dogs carry this out, praise them. Exalt them even higher. Blame the kid, in fact, for the attacks. Sick. This is a real sickness. This surfaced 2 days ago. 8 pit bulls rescued from a home. People had 8 pit bulls inside of a home. They said that the home was full of feces, urine, and other filth. Now, I could have told you that. Look at how often this happens. Where it's a bunch of dogs in a home and they say it's full of excrement, urine. All of their homes are like this. Some are just worse than others. You may not actually see excrement, but it's there. Inside of every nutter's home, there's dog excrement everywhere. There's dog urine everywhere. There's dog saliva everywhere, and I mean everywhere. So stay out of their home. Stay out of their homes. You're making a huge mistake. Stay out of their vehicles too. Don't put on anything that they put on. Gloves, nothing. Stop touching door handles with your bare hands. Stop it. There's all kinds of filth. This is nothing but filth. This is a filthy, subhuman culture. Now, what is this? Look, how many of y'all saw this? How a dog owner disguises a Rottweiler puppy to fit landlord's rules goes viral. Look at this dirtbag culture. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me kill that sound. Okay, that's why I don't go to TikTok. Beat it. So y'all see what happened there. This person said, if you have a Rottweiler, paint it. Rottweilers are spotted by that brown above their eyes. And she's saying that if you just dye the color black, dye it black, then just tell the landlord that it's a lab. More lies. And this went viral. Yeah, I bet something that involves deceit, deception, dishonesty, I bet it did go viral amongst the nutters. Sick. Boy, it does not stop with these people. Wow. Why can't y'all just stop? Why don't y'all do that? Now, people over there in Scotland, in the UK, Wales, I've said this 1,000 times. It's all just a facade. Somebody else chimed in, said this is just a power thing, that the rulers just trying to see how far they can go, blase blah. We'll see. I'm not going to say anything right now. If they end this ban, if they only ban the XL Bully and they don't ban anything else, then yes, this was all a big facade from the very beginning. All I'm saying is they still have a chance to prove that they're serious. They still have a chance to prove if they continue to ban additional dogs. And I don't see them doing that. So I'm saying right now it's a facade, because it wouldn't make sense to not ban the cane corsos. They've been talking about how cane corso bite force greater than a lion. So if you're going to ban XL Bully, you may as well ban the cane corso. Not only that, XL Bully, powerful bite. Cane corso, powerful bite. All the rest of the dogs got to have a similar bite. Even if it's not as powerful as the cane corso, it's enough to bite off your flipping head. It's enough to crush your bones. And that's why I say these people are not serious. They're not serious about safety. All these bans and whatnot, they're not serious about safety because it's too easy to increase safety. Nobody care about these dogs. They're not human. You nutters, y'all need to get that through your head. They're not human. If they all drop dead right now, I would not care. And that would not impact us in a negative way at all. We would only benefit, flourish, and evolve in several ways. But I get sick of how people assume that everybody loves these things. We don't. And I badly want y'all to know that we're out here. More than anything, I get sick of your goofy commercials and your stupid and all these YouTube videos. Man, please give it a rest. Give it a rest. So this is horrible. And she is not the only parent who's done this. I've shared other cases where their parents said the exact same thing. I don't want my kid to dislike dogs. I used to think that people were generation bashing. But I don't think so anymore. But it's not the people's fault. I just think the brainwashery is just getting more and more efficient. Social media, the internet, help them to brainwash people more thoroughly. Something has to be very wrong. Very wrong. Like, I always thought that trauma can change anybody. You know? You might act dumb you might, behave in a certain way, but as soon as you get traumatized, you're going to reflect on everything. Here, this girl saw her own flesh and blood, losing her blood and about to die, currently still traumatized, jumps and is frightened anytime she hears a dog bark. And she says that her goal is to make sure her daughter continues to love dogs. Cannot make this up. Now, whether or not the laws label this a crime, to me, is irrelevant. This is a crime, and we all know it. It's a lot more than a crime. It's a sin. This is flat out sinful, and it's an abomination. It's a disgrace and abomination for you to not function how you were designed to. And nothing else does that. A tree can only function as a tree. All natural animals, they can't be nothing other than what they are. The only entities that don't behave like they're designed to is nutters. Nutters. Until that backwards lifestyle is gotten rid of and done away with, we're not going to evolve. Simple as that. Now, what is going on? I decided to go live at a time I didn't think nobody would be up. It's like 3:30 a.m. my time. My man Charles D. Curry in the house. War on Dogs in the house. Lala is up in here. What's going on? Awake and Sleeper. Big shout out to all the new subscribers. I recently had some new subscribers to the channel. This channel, I see I got 4,000 subscribers and 12,000 on the other. We need a whole lot more crusaders. See, a lot of these subscribers, they're not anti-dog people. Speaking of that, I recently got a comment from a dog trainer. Shout out to Calvin in the building. What's going on, man? My man Luis up in here. Did y'all see that comment? I think it was left on my most recent video. I wanna go to that because I was about to make a post. I was about to share it on a post. A dog trainer, and it's on the Zach George video. I'm glad I remembered it. If y'all go through here, it's on the Zach right here. It's on the Zach George video. And I always look for these comments from these trainers. Let me show you what this trainer said. Accomplishment. Did the thing get... All right. Okay, so if you go to this video, and I think you got to filter it. Yeah, you got to filter it newest first. Speaking of that, right here. Now, every now and then I get a comment like this from a trainer or whatnot. One time a cop left a comment. I had a couple doctors leave comments. And, I'm always surprised and sort of, taken back when people like that leave comments. Said, now listen, I check in with your channel for a few reasons. And I have to say, there is a lot that you say that I can actually agree with. Yeah, I bet there is. And I'd like to know what you disagree with. What you gonna disagree with? I'm looking for people who disagree. Say, really, I am a trainer. Okay, there you go. This person said that she is a trainer. Now, I said she because her name says Mary. So I'm assuming that this is a woman. Say, really, I am a trainer. I have two amazing and well-mannered, respectful American Pit Bull Terriers who I hold to the highest standards. Let me stop there. It don't matter how high of a standard you hold these dogs to. They're still worthless. They're still worthless. They ain't worth nothing, no matter how high of a standard you hold them to. And they still ain't gonna be, they always gonna be the dumb, brainless mutants. Never anything more than that. She said, look at this. She said, I think that even you would find them worthy of living. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I can tell you without even seeing them, they're worthless. Now, I'm serious. Not to owner shame, but WTF. Most people who have these power breeds have no business raising them at all. Anxious human equals anxious dog. Nah. Dogs are really anxiety. I don't think, I question how often dogs deal with anxiety. I question that. And even if they do, they still deranged. That's why they're dealing with anxiety. See, like I said, other animals don't be dealing with that. Get close to other animals, they're not dealing with anxiety. These things just deranged mutants. So this person continued, said, anyways, Zach is whack, lame, and probably just an actor. The owner of this dog from the first scene was petting the dog when she should not have been. Just wanted to comment and support you because you show the stuff and say the stuff that so many won't and most will be offended to hear. When really they would fare better to really stop and think and get some education. Now, I don't know what that means. As you clearly see, is a dog lover who does not plan on being an anti-dog person. That's what it sounds like to me. But like I said, dog lovers listen. They listen to some of these videos. Now, I don't know. I would imagine every now and then that some of them will turn against this disgusting, filthy, cringe, weird, goofy culture, because some already have. So, I'm not going to complain. Hey, I give you a thumbs up. That's not a problem. Not a problem. But yeah, man, dog culture is, it's crazy. I see so many stories that I can't even talk on. I can't even speak on. I see a lot of comments that can really be made into a whole video themselves. Man, we need help. Yeah. So your daughter wanted to get rid of her freeloader dogs. Husband said no. Well, 2 days ago, they tore through the chicken coop wire and killed them all. You gotta be kidding. Wanted to get rid of them. Husband said no. And then they ripped through and killed all the chickens. Lord. Said, OSHA, what would you have to say? Right. Yeah, OSHA, they go silent. Whenever, dogs involved, they seem to go silent. I noticed that too. My goodness. How could you do that? I truly don't understand. Like, my kid, even if it wasn't my kid, I got nieces and nephews. If they were to it would traumatize me if they got ripped up and torn up. I see them about to die. Doctor tell me they might contract rabies, and then I find out they got this horrible infection. Man, I'd be traumatized. And I would not want to, we have to have a talk. Them dogs, we're going to have to change how we relate to them, stay away from them. Like, they don't even wake up after they themselves been attacked. Jacqueline Duran, Brooklyn Curry. They don't wake up after they themselves been mutilated, permanently disfigured, changed for life, lost their beauty. We're only young for a short period of time. Jacqueline Duran was young when she got mutilated. So was Brooklyn Curry. Now, Brooklyn Curry's surgery, if y'all keeping up with it, is looking, she's looking a lot better than Jacqueline Duran. I'll say that. Let me see here. If I can't even spell the girl's name. But I don't care how much better than Jacqueline Duran she looks. She still look like she got a plastic lip, a fake lip. And that don't look good. I don't care what nobody say. I go out to a club, I see a group of girls, and one of them got this plasticky looking lip. I'm going to be looking at that lip and wondering why it ain't moving. Wondering why your bottom lip doing all the work. And I know women, and I know she's going to forever be self-conscious about that. Okay, no. That's going to forever be the source of some amount of insecurity. To some extent, oh yes, I bet you anything right now, she would prefer to have the natural lips that got ripped off. Oh yes. Now I understand she's still having surgeries and stuff, but no matter how much better it looked, people, she can't move that top lip. She can't move it. Ain't no filling in it. And the doctors can't put no nerves in that lip. Can't put no artificial nerves in your lips. And this is her most recent video, man. And don't nobody want to go through that anyways. All them crazy surgeries. Man, please. Listen, she's not going to be a model. She was a model before this happened. And if she is a model, she's just going to be one of those kind of models that's, you know, for people who went through what she went through. But she's still a dog lover. And you know what? After all those surgeries, she should be even more anti-dog now. Like, man, I've had $500,000 worth of work done to my face. Last thing I need to be doing is sticking my face right in a dog's face again. But you can't tell these nutters nothing. They have $1 million worth of plastic surgery on their face, and they'll stoop down and stick their stupid face right in the dog's face again. Isn't that insane? So this brainwashery, it's powerful. It's powerful. And I have to admit, and shout out to my man Ranger. I forgot his name. He has the cowboy hat on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He always points, and a lot of people point this out, how it's brainwashery. And it is, primarily. And I've been saying this for years. Nobody in their natural state would be attracted to dogs. You gotta be brainwashed into liking these things, either from your parents, if not from your parents, from society, from your peers, going over people's house who got dogs. Nobody is just going to naturally develop no liking for dogs. You're going to naturally develop a dislike. A dislike. If you're going to, freestyle and just try to meet a dog for the first time, and you're an adult, you're not going to be turned on by this thing. You're not going to be attracted to it. You're not going to want to get too close to it. They ask you to pet it. Yeah, no thanks. Nah, I'll look at it. Probably say hi to it. But yeah, man, I'm still fascinated to this day how people seem like they just cannot be shocked out of staying away from dogs. They can't even be traumatized out of it, when it's usually a traumatic event that changes people forever. It don't change them forever. They don't snap out. Now, granted, Brooklyn Curry, I think, is changed. Maybe even Jacqueline Duran too, but they won't say it. I believe they both avoid bully breeds. I believe they both, and remember, they both were attacked by a bully breed. Right? There's that unfair reputation they talking about. Unfair stigma. Even though it's actually bully breeds carrying out these attacks. It's unfair that we report on it, huh? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, really? Really? No. Are you serious? Louise says she want to tattoo her lip, her new lip. She want to what she want to put on it? Get a tattoo on her plastic surgery lip? Oh, that sounds like a bad idea. Does she really want to do that? Why would she do that? Man, and listen, she's still young. She's still young. We could still hear about a dog biting off her plastic lip. Is Jacqueline Duran going to get surgery? I don't think, maybe surgery won't help her. But she don't seem like she's getting operations done. Plastic surgeons, they don't, maybe not too confident. But man, the more surgeries you have, the more you should avoid dogs. That's what makes sense to me. You got a doctor bill of $800,000, man, please. You better have a dog detector with you. Won't let you get within 50 feet of a dog. You better walk around with a steel mask across your face. You kidding? Unbelievable. Even a small dog. And remember, Brooklyn Curry still surrounds herself with small dogs. But y'all remember those cases I shared where those small dogs have bitten people's eyelids off. You remember those two ladies got their eyelids bitten off. And those small dogs can bite anything off. They bite your nose, bite right through it. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, they're still young, and we got plenty of time. And that's what I'm saying. What are they going to say 20 years from now? That's what I want to see. What are they going to say 30 years from now? Are they still going to be dog lovers? Are they ever going to speak against the existence of dogs? And I'm saying that because 20, 30 years from now, I suspect we're going to be much larger in population. And we're going to have far more influence. Now understand, we already got influence. And the anti-dog community, the critics of dog culture, already have a lot of influence and gaining more influence, I think, by the day. That's why you hear media outlets writing about us. You hear the people writing about us. And I believe we're having an effect, and that we are the sole reason why the UK is putting up this facade about the XL bully ban, and that they're even talking about bans over there. And shame on the US. Shame on the US and people like DeSantis, who at this time is removing bans and actually making it illegal to ever implement a bully breed ban at all. So the United States is leading the way as far as sickness. Easily the sickest laws pertaining to dogs right here in the United States. As bad as it is in the UK, I will say that their media talks about dogs in a way that they don't hear in the United States. Those conversations they have over there, they have these opponents, and that's saying a lot. Because they don't get too anti-dog even on Good Morning Britain. Yes, Good Morning Britain. Have a lot of shows to get a little anti-dog. And those videos actually do good numbers. Let me see. They do good numbers. Whoa, let me do that. Excel bully, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll just go to their channel. Dogs. They do better numbers than the media outlets based here in the United States. Yeah. 38,000. That's just 3 months ago. Almost 200,000. That was just 4 months ago. I did a response to that video there. A year ago, 39,000. Maybe 500,000 right here. That was 3 months ago. So Good Morning Britain is getting the message out there. As far as awareness, they're in people's face. That's why I spent a lot of time responding to a lot of these videos, because they actually take time to even discuss it. That's what we need. Need these experts to go on these talk shows and spew their knowledge, their great wisdom. That way, people like me can respond to it. You know what's interesting? A few years ago, awareness was a lot lower. Look at this. Massive increase in dog attacks. This thing only got 768 views, but it was uploaded 7 years ago. And they're talking about that there's been a 76% increase in dog attacks. 7 years ago? Before the pandemic? 7 years ago, 2017. In 2017, in the UK, dog attacks have already arisen 76%. That's crazy. But I'm saying, and it's only 1 minute and 17 seconds long. I'm saying if a video like this is uploaded now, today, it'll get a lot more than 768 views. Everything that they've uploaded recently has a ton of views. All their dog-related content. See, here's another one. 9 years ago, 6,000 views. It's like all the videos that were uploaded long time ago, dog-related, low views. Awareness is through the roof right now. It's through the roof, and I think it can be seen in the views in the times these. There another one. 10 months ago, 30K. 5 years, 64K. So yeah, we're coming. And listen, man, there's nobody out there who can put up a sane argument for having these things and treating them like a flipping family member. When as soon as they decide to tee off, everybody in the house is terrified, and even the man of the house is in danger and running for cover. Okay? Y'all thought that you was about to lead us in to more stupidity. That's what y'all wanted. You wanted 2020 to be the start of a decade of people becoming dumber than they already were. Not gonna happen over here. Okay? Y'all have given birth to a segment of the population dead set on being human beings. And we're not going to allow you to persuade us to disgrace ourselves. Big shout out to everybody. I've been on here far too long. Hour and 20 minutes. Hope y'all doing well. My shoulder hurts. I'm a little tired and I'm about to go to bed. I've been talking way too long. And I will chop it up with y'all after I wake up as we continue with this crusade.